Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you work, how many hours you put in, or how often you promise yourself that this will be the year you finally get ahead financially, nothing really changes? Your bank balance rises for a moment, then sinks right back to where it was. You're not reckless, you're not lazy, you're not bad with money, and yet you feel stuck, like you're running on a financial treadmill that never slows down. What if the problem isn't your income, your discipline, or even your financial knowledge? What if the real issue is a set of hidden money mistakes, subtle, normalized behavior that quietly drain your progress and keep you exactly where you are? Mistakes so common that most people don't even realize they're making them. Today, we're uncovering those mistakes, one by one, and showing you how they silently shape your financial future. This isn't about shaming or scare tactics. It's about clarity, because once you see these patterns clearly, you can't unsee them, and that awareness alone can change everything. Let's start with the most misunderstood idea in personal finance: income. Many people believe that earning more money is the solution to their financial stress. It's a comforting belief, because it suggests that the problem is external and temporary. But data tells a different story. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, as income increases, spending tends to increase, almost proportionally, a phenomenon economists call lifestyle inflation. This means that without intentional changes, higher income often leads to bigger expenses, not greater wealth. When your lifestyle expands to match your income, you lose the opportunity to build margin. That margin, the gap between what you earn and what you spend, is where financial freedom actually lives. Without it, no salary feels like enough. This is why studies from the Federal Reserve consistently show that a significant percentage of high-income households still report financial stress and live paycheck to paycheck. The mistake isn't earning too little. It's allowing spending decisions to automatically scale without conscious direction. Another deeply ingrained mistake is confusing cash flow with wealth. Seeing money move through your account can feel empowering, but movement is not the same as accumulation. True wealth is not defined by what you earn or spend. It's defined by what you keep and grow. Net worth, the difference between what you own and what you owe, is a far more accurate measure of financial progress. Yet many people never track it. Research from the Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances shows that households that actively track net worth and long-term financial goals are significantly more likely to build wealth over time. Without tracking, it's easy to feel productive while unknowingly standing still. If your financial attention is focused only on your checking account balance, you're missing the bigger picture, and that blind spot can keep you stuck for decades. Let's talk about debt, because this is where many financial journeys quietly derail. Not all debt is inherently bad, but misunderstanding debt is. High-interest consumer debt, especially credit cards, has a uniquely destructive impact on long-term wealth. According to the Federal Reserve, average credit card interest rates in the United States have hovered between 20 and 25% in recent years. At those rates, even small balances can grow rapidly, silently siphoning money away from future goals. The mistake isn't just carrying debt, it's normalizing it. When minimum payments feel routine, the urgency disappears. But mathematically, carrying high-interest debt while trying to save or invest is often counterproductive. Studies consistently show that eliminating high-interest debt provides a guaranteed return equivalent to the interest rate itself, something few investments can reliably match. Ignoring this reality keeps people working harder while moving slower. Another hidden mistake is relying on willpower instead of systems. Many people believe that financial success comes from being disciplined enough to do the right thing every month. But behavioral economics tells us that willpower is a limited resource. Nobel Prize-winning research by Daniel Kahneman and others has shown that humans are predictably irrational, especially when it comes to long-term decision-making. Successful financial behavior is rarely about motivation. It's about automation. Data from Vanguard and other major investment firms shows that individuals who automate savings and investing are far more consistent and successful over time. When good decisions happen automatically before money hits your checking account, you remove emotion from the equation. Relying on willpower alone creates friction, and friction eventually leads to failure, even for highly motivated people. One of the most damaging mistakes, especially among younger adults, is delaying investing due to fear or confusion. The concept of compound growth is simple, but its impact is profound. Historical data from the U.S. stock market shows that despite volatility, long-term average annual returns have hovered around 7%. After inflation. The key factor isn't timing the market, it's time in the market. A classic example used by financial educators compares two investors, one who invests modestly in their 20s and stops early, and another who starts later but invests more aggressively. In many scenarios, the early investor still ends up with more, simply because compounding had more time to work. Delaying investment isn't neutral, it's a decision with long-term consequences. Fear of short-term losses often costs far more than losses themselves. Equally problematic is mistaking financial consumption for financial progress. Modern marketing is extraordinarily effective at selling the idea that certain purchases represent success. Bigger homes, newer cars, luxury experiences are often framed as milestones. But according to data from the Consumer Expenditure Survey, large fixed expenses like housing and transportation have the strongest correlation with long-term financial stress. Cars are a particularly telling example. The average new car loan term in the U.S. is extended beyond 65 months, with monthly payments reaching record highs. Depreciation ensures that the asset loses value quickly, while the payment locks in long-term obligation. This doesn't mean you should never buy a car, but failing to recognize the opportunity cost of that decision is a mistake that compounds quietly over time. Another hidden trap is underestimating the role of financial education, or overestimating what you already know. A major study by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development found that financial literacy levels remain surprisingly low across developed countries. Even among educated populations, many people believe they understand interest, inflation, and risk, but struggle to apply those concepts in real-world decisions. This knowledge gap leads to costly errors, choosing inappropriate investment product, misunderstanding insurance, or failing to protect against inflation. Inflation alone, which has historically averaged around 2–3% annual in many economies, can cut purchasing power in half over a few decades. Ignoring it isn't passive, it's actively destructive to long-term security. One of the most emotionally charged mistakes is tying self-worth to financial outcomes. When money becomes a measure of identity, fear and shame enter the picture. People avoid looking at their accounts, delay difficult decisions, or hide financial struggles. Research published in the Journal of Consumer Research shows that emotional avoidance around money is strongly associated with worse financial outcomes over time. Progress requires visibility. Facing the numbers even when they're uncomfortable is a prerequisite for change. Successful individuals aren't those who never struggle. They're those who confront reality early and often. Avoidance doesn't protect you from pain, it postpones it, usually at a higher cost. Another subtle but powerful mistake is ignoring long-term risk in favor of short-term comfort. Emergency savings are a prime example. According to the Federal Reserve, a significant portion of adults report that they would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 expense without borrowing. This vulnerability isn't always due to low income. It's often due to prioritizing present comfort over future stability. Emergency funds don't generate excitement or visible returns, but they reduce risk. And reducing risk increases flexibility. With a financial buffer, people are more likely to negotiate salaries, leave unhealthy jobs, or pursue better opportunities. Without one, every setback becomes a crisis. The absence of margin turns small problems into life-altering events. Let's also address the mistake of outsourcing responsibility. Many people believe that financial advisors, employers, or governments will handle their financial future. While professional guidance can be valuable, blind trust is dangerous. Retirement systems, pensions, and social programs change over time. Relying on assumptions instead of verified information leaves you exposed. Data from multiple retirement studies shows that individuals who take active ownership of their planning, asking questions, reviewing accounts, understanding assumptions are consistently better prepared. Passive participation leads to surprises, and surprises are rarely good when it comes to money. Perhaps the most hidden mistake of all is believing that being bad with money is a permanent trait. Psychology research has shown that financial behavior is learned, not fixed. Habits formed in childhood, cultural norms, and past experiences shape decisions, but they don't define your future. When people internalize the belief that change isn't possible, they stop trying. That belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The truth is that small, consistent changes matter far more than dramatic overhauls. Studies on habit formation show that incremental improvements are more sustainable and effective over time. You don't escape financial stagnation by doing everything at once. You do it by identifying the quiet mistakes, correcting them one by one, and letting time do the heavy lifting. So where does this leave you? If you recognize yourself in any of these patterns, that's not a failure, it's an opportunity. Awareness is the turning point. Every financially secure person you admire once stood at a moment like this, realizing that the problem wasn't effort, but direction. You don't need perfection. You need clarity, systems, and patience. Money is not about intelligence or luck. It's about behavior repeated consistently over time. And the moment you stop making these hidden mistakes, progress becomes inevitable. If this video helped you see your financial life a little more clearly, make sure to like it. It helps this channel reach more people who need this information. Subscribe if you want more honest, research-backed conversations about money, success, and building a life with real freedom. And stay connected, because the next video will dive deeper into the exact steps you can take to turn awareness into lasting financial momentum.